Hello YouTube, Film Buff 06 here, and this is a review of another Disney animated classic that I watched for nostalgic reasons, and this time it's Disney's Oliver and Company, released on November 17th, November 18th, 1988, the same day as The Land Before Time, which ultimately won at the box office. Which is pretty ironic, because Land Before Time was directed by ex-Disney animator Don Bluth. That's all I know from, either production or box office side of things. The story of Oliver and Company, I think everyone knows the plot to. It's just basically the story of the classic story of Oliver Twist, originally written by Charles Dickens, but with a modern day twist. So we've got late 1980s New York instead of Victorian England. Oliver, who is a kitten. Fagin's gang just being made up of dogs. Fagin this time being a bit of a hobo, down on his luck hobo. Sykes is a mafia type figure or a loan shark, and so on. Now, what are my thoughts on this film? It's not really as good as some of the greatest Disney animated films of the past, like Snow White, Pinocchio, Bambi, Fantasia, Jungle Book, and so on. It's just not as good as those greats. It has some good parts, but also has some bad parts. Pros and cons, you name it. The song, the score and soundtrack are pretty good. The animation is okay. The script is decently written, decently. The characters are a mixed bag. The songs are a mixed bag as well. I'm going to talk about each of the characters in turn. Oliver's just very cute. That's all I can say. Dodger I actually quite liked, because he's such a cool character, and the voice of Billy Joel, awesome, and the voice of Billy Joel for the character, awesome. Tito as voiced by Cheech Marin, who of course would go on for Disney to voice one of the three main hyenas in Lion King. Tito is just typical, comic relief, gets a funny line every once in a while. Now, Einstein and Francis are nothing special. Francis is pretty decent, though. Is pretty decent, but nothing special. Rita is just the stereotypical, tough chick, the only female dog in the gang, and that's just it. And that's just it about her character. Fagin looks looks on the outset to be quite pathetic, but in an endearing sort of way. But at the same time, you do get to feel sorry for the guy, and Dom DeLuise just does, as always, just does a hilarious job voicing this character. Sykes, in terms of Disney villains, he's not quite as good as some of his contemporaries, you know, like Ursula, Gaston, Jafar, Hades, I would have to say, Frollo, and so on. He's just pretty generic. Likewise with Governor Ratcliffe from Pocahontas, Shan Yu from Mulan, and even Clayton from Tarzan. Just generic, just plain unlikable. The only thing you do like about him is the way he dies. I mean, he gets fucking killed. It's fucking killed explosively by a subway train. That is just awesome. I mean, just an awesome way for a Disney villain to die. Not the greatest, but boy is it awesome anyway. Jenny is just your typical bland, generic, nice rich girl who takes care of the protagonist. That's it. Winston, who is like the butler, is not bad of a character, but he's nothing special. Georgette, as voiced by Bette Midler, holy shit, do I despise this character. She is vain, she's spoiled, she's rude, selfish, obnoxious, snobbish, egocentric. Just everything I'd hate to see in a female character, and I wished for Sarah for Sarah from The Land Before Time to show up and ram this bitch against the wall. I really don't like her. Really don't like her. I think I've said all the main characters. Yes, I did. And the second thing is the songs. Now, Once Upon a Time in New York City, as sung in the beginning of the film by Huey Lewis, was actually pretty good. I mean, but well, not as good as his Huey's as the Power of Love song from Back to the Future, from Huey Lewis's standpoint, but it is pretty good. It didn't feel out of place in the scene where it was placed. Streets of Gold was just surprisingly weak, given the fact that that there was a different voice actress for Rita who was singing the song that was totally different from the actress who does the speaking voice for Rita. Perfect Isn't Easy, sung by Georgette, is just the worst song in the movie, in my opinion. It's just horrible, just cringe-inducing, to the point, I was doing almost like a Cheshire Cat grin, not because I liked it, but because it was so cringy, so cringy that that it almost made me want to break and shatter my teeth. the song that Jenny sings, which is called "Good Company." The lyrics are pretty forgettable, but the song has a nice melody to it. And my favourite song in the whole of the whole film, and in my opinion one of the most underrated Disney songs, is the one that Billy Joel sings, which is "Why Should I Worry?" You know, why should I worry? Why should I care? I may not have a dime, but I got street savoir-faire. Why should I worry? Why should I care? It's just big population, and I got street savoir-faire. Ooh, whoa. I just cannot get the song out of my head. I mean, just awesome. Just lost for any other words. What else can I say? And what else can I say about this film? What else can I say about this film? I'd give it a rating of 6 out of 10. It has its good points. I mean, okay animation, decent, pretty good, decent soundtrack music, top-notch voice cast, the songs are a mixed, but it does have its bad points. The songs are a mixed bag. The characters are a mixed bag. The climax is suspenseful and features one of the most awesome Disney villain deaths that I've ever seen. Not of all time, but still awesome. And if you are a hardcore Disney fan, you know, a Disney completist, I kind of recommend this film to you. But don't get your expectations too high, probably because you've seen some of the trailers or seen the poster. Just don't get your expectations too high. You will somewhat enjoy it, but don't get your expectations too high. Your expectations too high. I think that's just all I can say about this movie. I've just run out of words. Feel free to comment below, and please let me know what you think of Oliver and Company. Do you have vivid memories of watching this film as a kid? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you if you hate it, please tell me why. Likewise, if you love it, please tell me why. Plus, feel free to subscribe to my awesome channel. And until my next video, whatever it may be, take care, everyone. And with a bit of street savoir-faire, take care, everyone. Goodbye, and goodbye, good night.